Welcome back to the SMP server. My name is Josh Mouse, and today we started out in the trial chamber. The reason therefore is because I'm in need of a lot of copper for my factory, of course. Now, of course, that's not all we have done. And of course, we also got my magma farm over here, which I already built up earlier on, before even building up the factory, I believe. But I changed it out just a little bit, not too much. But I added a few frogs, which you cannot see. Well, basically a bit. But yeah, I added some frogs because I need a lot of fluorescent frog lights. So I decided to get those anyway, which works quite well. I mean, this is all from just today. And I haven't even been here the whole time, which means it's amazing. And of course we also got the other ones, and it's all automated, sorted, and as well as for the magma cream. But of course, because we got the crafters now, I decided to make magma blocks right away from it. Now of course, even after doing all of that, I also decided to build myself a gold farm. Now this gold farm is, well, kind of from El Mango, at least the basic part over here. So all of this has been designed by Boss Builds, all below the normal level, I guess. So below this class level, I guess. That's all Boss Build. And it's amazing. I love it. It's very good. It's very useful. And it's amazing. It's easy to use once you figure it out anyway. And yeah, I've been in love with this thing since forever. So yeah, that's why I built one as well. Now, of course, we built one more thing because I was getting tired of getting all the golden carrots. So what I did instead is build a sockling or hoglin farm. To be fair, I don't really know which one this one is. And of course, we got all of the pork chops we ever need and all the leather, so even more leather, which is amazing. So we got our three first farms on the nether. And well, yeah, I haven't really started doing that because everyone already had a lot of farms. And of course I decided, because well, I want to be self-sufficient, I decided to build my own stuff. So yeah, I kinda did well on that. Alright, so now we are back at the factory, and of course we have so much to build. But before we can do that, we have to gather all of the resources. Now all of those shulkers I'm walking on are empty, and all I've gathered so far is just a little bit. Now I did decide to do it a little bit different by starting out on one side and continue on to the next one and to the next one, instead of gathering all of the resources for one whole build in one go. Because the first part that we will be working on, and of course I will gather some resources for this part, is going to be the entrance. Now the reason for going for the entrance first is of course, oh, it's the entrance. No, that's not even the reason, to be fair. The real reason is because, well, I am going to need something, and that is going to be right around here. So we have to walk through here once it's all built up, of course. And there's an elevator going upstairs over here into this build. This build is all empty right now, and it will be filled with something amazing. And yeah, I'm going to need a lot, and I mean a lot, of quartz blocks. And not just quartz blocks, smooth quartz blocks. So since I need all of those things a lot, I'm going to get my masons ready and get them to get me all of their quartz blocks, of course. So yeah, that's one of the things that I'll be going for first. But instead of going for that whole thing first, I want to get all of this done in one go. And in the meantime, I'll be grinding out all of the other stuff before we get started on this part. So in the meantime of gathering all of the resources, I figured out one of the things that I really need to do first. And that is get rid of some of the wool, which I will do after gathering all of the resources, of course. Now after doing that, I also started on the villager breeder instead, because that's one of the things that I really need, since we need all of those masons. And it's gonna be 60 of them, which means we're gonna need quite a lot of them. So in the meantime of building up the rest of the factory, we can at least get some more villagers. Now of course, during this montage you do realize that we got some quality of life data packs on the server, like getting the concrete a little bit easier. That's one of those things, of course. And I'm also choosing the wither just for the wither roses with the golems, of course. So we're using the snow golems to get a lot of the wither roses, since we need a little bit of dye. And we also got a flower farm, me and GeekSqueek, and that's something that I'll show off later. But for now, we can get started on the first part. Alright, so for now we got all of the resources, and I decided to get rid of a little bit of the wall. And I forgot about frog light. Yeah, we got rid of the wall where it was necessary anyway. Even over there, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, and over there just one bit. I decided to leave every other part since it will not be seen anyway. And yeah, you will see that in a minute. But yeah, I had to get rid of a little bit, not too much. I'm glad about that, to be fair, because I figured I had to get rid of everything. But I don't, so that's good. Now, of course, we got all the resources inside those barrels. The reason for the barrels is because I don't want to place them all down again. Because, yeah, I did that with the factory, and that was the worst thing I could have ever done. Of course, like I said before, we're gonna start out with the village breeder, which will be all the way on top over there. So I will start on that one. And after that, I will get right onto this part. And once this part is done, I'll get back to you guys. So without further ado, let's just get started on the time-lapse right now. Alright, so there it is for the time-lapse, and to be fair, I did record all of those clips already. I decided to get rid of them because it took so long. As well as I didn't have enough done yet. I felt like I had to get more done beforehand. Now, of course, not everything is inside of the time-lapse, like all of those things. We also got a lot of forklifts, which is one of the things that I really love about this. And it's not my design. I do not know the name of whoever's design it is. But yeah, I use those and I love them. It looks amazing. Like all the way over here, you can see a lot of the bulk already stored. And those are, of course, some of the farms that we will build. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I added all of those. Now, I didn't want to add all of them because it was going to be way too much of gathering different resources, which I didn't really care for at this time. One of the things that I want to show you guys mostly is, of course, what I've been up to over here and why I did the things I did. Now, one of the things you might notice is underneath all the grades, we got some of the lightning rods, of course. We got levers. We got, of course, some of those here, you know, those things. I forget the name. End rods. Jeez, words are hard sometimes. But at least I added those things for the lighting and stuff, of course, because otherwise it was going to be a little bit too dark, I felt like, which means I had to add some of those. We are going this way soon, because this is what I've been working on lately. This is from today anyway. And I dug out a little bit over there, made an entrance over there, made an entrance over there. One of the other things I've done as well is over here. You might not notice it from the inside. Okay, it's kind of dark, that's good. But on the outside, I did decide to add this part so it is walkable. Like, you can just go through to the other side. So this part was near, it was a standalone building, and now it isn't anymore. So I decided to, well, get them together anyway. So if we go up here, you might realize this elevator isn't mine. This elevator I got from Dev Dealer, but he got it from Azuma as far as I know. So that's kind of amazing. Azuma, of course, Azuma Void. Yeah, that's amazing. I like those elevators. Those work quite nicely. And instead of going inside of the water the whole time, you just, well, go against it. Let's say that. And of course, all of those things are going to be slots over here, right? So we got 30 slots over here for villagers and 30 for the next layer, but this next layer is going to be for the same villagers, which means we got 60 each. And yeah, I labeled it a little bit, like number 2 is access to other building, number 2 is also for the gear, 4 is for blocks, 6 not available at this time because I don't know what to place there yet. And we also got rooftop access, which is quite amazing in my opinion. Now one of the things is I did 2 elevators, so with this one you can go to 3 and 5 and the roof. The other one is 2, 4, 6 of course. And yeah, the first ones I have added instead of the masons because Splashes provided me with all of the quartz that I needed. So thank you Splashes, because well yeah, I needed quite a lot of them. So yeah, now I'm squared away, which is amazing, and I didn't even have to trade or give anything since I've been giving out a little bit of things already, which means it's amazing. So thank you very much. So one of the things you might hear right now is some of the villagers. Now the only thing I've done so far is the second layer. So this layer hasn't been done yet. I believe those are the clerics. You also heard a little bit of potions, so I guess so. Now I had to do an elevator to get them up there because of the breeder being on level 2 of course, which is quite amazing though. But if we walk over here and get over here, we got of course all of our clerics right now. Now those were the easiest ones to place, and of course you might notice that thing is because of middle clicking it gives me the trait to be a favorite ones. And of course the favorite trait is going to be just twice right click and be done once I got my emeralds of course. So that's quite amazing. I did need a whole lot of redstone as well, which means I'm glad about having all of those over here. So of course we also got the librarians. Now those were a little bit harder to get, and I also had to kill about 30 of them. So I added 30 and I killed about 30 of them. The reason therefore of course is because I wanted certain traits. So what I really needed was glass for every one of them, because well, glass is kind of a good resource through the librarians. I also wanted the bookshelves. For whatever reason, it doesn't really matter too much, but I still wanted all of them. And I wanted all of the lanterns because, well, yeah, sometimes people need lanterns, right? Like even over here I used them, so yeah, that's good. So since we have added those villagers, we got all the resources now to complete the whole factory. And yeah, of course one of those things is we got this one. This is all of the villagers. You know, it might look like a lot of them, but it's not gonna be near to enough, which means I'm going to let it run for as long as I can. Like you might notice over here, this is the main vibe I'm going for. I like it a lot. It's just mostly purple, of course, and white. That's kind of my colors, and otherwise black. And that's of course the deep slate, and otherwise the tough because it's kind of darker as well. And we can also walk through it and see a little bit of things, which is one of those silos. I love them so much. And of course over here we have the other layer where we were working out right now, but of course there's going to be way much more, also going all the way up here, all the way going over there as well, which means we go through here, and this is I guess the building where I did add exactly that part, which means everything will be connected in some way. Along the way we also have some farms and some switches for farms, and one of them is we got sniffers. Now we don't need any switch for them, so they're just here. We also got some bees over here, which is one of the ones that I haven't used yet. I haven't turned anything of them on, like to say that, because I didn't add shears or bottles yet. And of course we got a stairwell over here, which is one of the things that I really like, because this is going back of course over here to this location instead of the elevator. You got the rooftop and stuff access, you got all the villagers, and you can walk through and go over here, which means you can from here of course again go over here, which is where I was working as well, I guess, thanks to this being here. I kind of lost it by the way, so that's good to know. And yeah, we also got to get back over here again, but now of course we gotta have at least 3 layers or so, probably. Not exactly everything is going to be like this, of course. We will also have some other stuff and things. Like the whole thing over here is going to be more of an open concept. And it's going to be lit up quite nicely with all of those entrods, which means the lighting is not going to be a problem. Now, of course, I have talked more than enough. And of course, there's one thing that is going to happen, and that's going to be a time lapse, but it's more like a montage, so it's not really a build up kind of thing. It's just going to be a showcase of everything we have done and what I have done in the meantime, of course, because we have done a little bit more, and with that the factory is now all done. And with that said, of course, we got rid of some of the things over here, but I will talk about that later. And Yeah, it's just about time to get started on the somewhat montage or time lapse or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's just kind of a showcase. So we're gonna show you guys what we have built up today. So without further ado, let's get started on time lapse right now. Alright, so there you have it for that time lapse. And of course, we start out over here because this is one of the parts that we did not show in the time lapse. Now, one of those things, of course, this one I think I already shown in one of my earlier videos. I'm not entirely sure, but I wanted just for the stuff. I don't know what it's called anymore, with the knitted stuff. But yeah. I don't use it that often, but it's here and it's useful, so that's good. Now, of course, we got a big flower farm with the bigger ones, of course, so that's easy. I kind of want to add the other one as well, where the pink petals, I believe. I want to add those as well, but that's for a future thing, I guess. It's fine. And one of those things, of course, is the lichen. That's easy. Just go in here, turn them all on, make sure that they are all full, and use a shear on the floor or whatever, and you'll get plenty of it, so that's good. That's one of them that I like. And of course we also got snow layers and snow blocks. Why is it in two different ones? Well, snow layers, because those will go right through here and get into the system like that and go through the other pipes and stuff, and the other one goes through a crafter first with snowballs and of course turn into snow blocks, which is amazing. And they both got sorted as well over there, and that is kind of the way I like to do it. And one of those things that we do on this server, maybe a little bit too much, I don't know, but we do dupe stuff if we want to. Not everyone does it. There are some people that don't like to dupe anything, which means it's fine, to be fair. But you can if you want to, and I want to because I don't really care that much. So all I have to do is like flick all of those, and of course we dupe all of the rails. Now they all go in here, get in here, and go into the system just as well, since they are all going over here. And yeah, they also got their own chests, which is quite amazing. Now, of course, we also got our stone farm, but I, of course, still need to add a little bit of a thing, which is, of course, called a beacon. I haven't placed that one yet. I don't even know where to place it, to be fair, but I'll figure it out. And yeah, that's something for a future thing, I guess. And yeah, I'm fine with it. Now, of course, we got some extra doors, and I want to change that later. We also got one leading over here, going outside to get to the entrance, because otherwise it takes a little bit too long to just walk around the whole time. So yeah, I figured I add a door over here. I need to add a path later, but that's a future thing as well. Because yeah, I mean, I realized that just as far as when I was going into the thing the whole time. So yeah, I went to the factory a lot, and yeah, then you'll figure something out. Now, of course, if we walk through here, we got, of course, a little bit of doorway through the wall. And what I kind of want to do is make a hidden opening through here. So if you do like maybe a rocket or anything, that it will open up and we can walk through. So you can't even notice it from this angle, but you will, of course, from the other side, because we still got a door over there, which I'm not gonna fix because I'm fine with it, to be fair. Or maybe we can if we have the room for it, but I doubt it because of the pipe and stuff. Now, of course, I didn't show it very well, but we got our wool farm over here with all the colors. We got 2 sheeps each color, and yeah, I color coded them like this. I don't know why, it doesn't really matter, but I like to do it so you at least can see it. I liked it quite a bit. And yeah, I think in the next update they will change the color. I'm looking at your butt, sorry. Ah, come on! Everyone showed you my butt. Okay, but I believe they will change the fur underneath as well to the color of the designated sheep. I guess. Maybe also the head, I don't know. But yeah, that's one of those things I really like. Just getting all the colors. They work pretty much always, because my storage room is on the other side over there. And yeah, so I just figured 2 was gonna be more than enough, and I got a whole lot of shears in there, and yeah, that works quite well. Now, of course, you might notice on the farmers over here that I haven't done the plot yet and given them anything, but yeah, I was working on that. I figured out 6 stacks of bread will be good enough for the villagers, and then of course 2 stacks of seeds or something. I believe that's what works. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. I made one earlier, I don't know what I did then, but yeah. Now it's separated all of them, and we got like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24 of those villagers. And the reason therefore, of course, is because we got layers, which is quite amazing, to be fair. Now you might notice the forklifts I really enjoy quite a bit. Of course, like I said before, those are not my design. I really like them, and I figured I need to add a little bit of them with a little bit of stack on them and stuff, just because. And why I did all the colors, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, those are kind of for the other side of it, the tree farm and stuff. Over here, of course, we got this one, which is a little bit weird to walk into, but I'm totally fine with it. And I know this thing, it doesn't make any sense, but it was in the schematic, so yeah, I figured why not. I know it's useless, but it's still there. I'm fine with it. I don't care. And of course, if you flick this lever, the TNT will drop like I showed before, and all you gotta do is stand over here, the bomb mule will go through here and stuff, use the proper glue to get this one, and yeah, the stair will get rid of the leaf or whatever's gonna be over here, or probably mostly root and stuff, and the other slab, I believe, will do the same thing. And you can just keep on going by holding right click, which is good because it's a mangrove farm, of course, and mangrove is kind of hard to farm as well. And we also, I made a little bit of a thing. I figured let's get the hardest wood as well. So if we go over here, we can also go over here and turn on our dark oak farm. The only part about this one that I don't like is the fact that it doesn't really work too well. It does work for gathering the dark oak, trust me, it works very good for that. I just don't like the fact that it shoots out from the two droppers and never really on you, right? It doesn't really make sense in my opinion because, well, they throw everywhere, to be fair, and I don't like that quite a bit, so yeah, it's fine, I guess. But yeah, it is something I get to deal with. And yeah, it doesn't really gather the dark oak saplings because dark oak trees are quite annoying. Same goes for jungle wood, but that one I can get, of course, through the other one. Now I kept this open concept because, well, yeah, it's kind of a little bit dumb to fix it all up and make it all neat for just one farm. It was going to be even more work, which I don't have the time for. Of course, like I said before, I don't do this full time. I just do it whenever I can. So yeah, of course, you might notice a little bit of lag. With a little bit, I mean a lot. We got 40-ish FPS. Usually we don't. I can get to 120 easily, but inside my factory I cannot. It's quite laggy though. And of course, over here I will add a whole lot of arrows in all of those. I'm not entirely sure how much though. I think maybe one stack each. I think that's pretty much all you need. Maybe not even. Maybe even, I don't know, one or two? I don't know. You don't need much. But that's something I want to do over here. And then shoot, of course, all of those flower thingies. So they'll drop and I'll walk around with a bucket just easily. Because I don't want to bother too much with even more redstone stuff for something that I can do real quick myself. And of course, all I gotta do after that is throw them all in here. Even the flowers, if I got some left, I can throw in there and they will sort, so we will always have enough of them. So back over here at the entrance, you might notice we got rid of two of those racks. I had to look it up what it's called, and one of them is racks. I think there's more ways to say it. Probably is. I don't really care. It's just like racks or whatever. So those things, I mean, of course. So yeah, we got rid of the two that were over here. I didn't like them. First of all, the forklifts weren't able to do anything with them, so that was kind of dumb and useless. And it gives a little bit more of an open area, which is neat. I want to fix something else in here, maybe like a fountain or something, or anything else but those racks. So yeah, there's gotta be something else, maybe even a way to get upstairs easily over here. In the meantime, maybe on the right side to go easier to the right instead of going to the left and going up and to the right and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of ways to go through all of this, of course. And of course, if we go outside, because this isn't all we have done, we also did fix the outside a little bit, and it's far from done as well. We have much more to do around here. Now you might notice this little area to sit and eat and drink and whatever you want to do. Just have a lunch and thing, you know. So yeah, that's kind of what I like around here. Just a simple thing, simple concept, and I really like it. And of course I will add some armor stands later, as well as over there, like I said before in the last episode, and over here probably, and over here maybe again, because you might notice this one was from one of my episodes and I messed up this one. What have I done? Okay, I need to fix this part. This one has to go one up, this one has to go to that level. I need to fix it. You didn't see that. It has to be like that. So yeah, but I had to figure out where to place this one because the one at spawn had to be gone, which is this one, of course. Same materials and stuff. I had to get rid of it because of spawn point area things people want to build and dig and stuff. So yeah, I had to get rid of it. So I decided to place it over here. So if anyone needs them, they can come over here and just use the thing with the thing and get their own blocks, because I'm not going to provide everything for them, like the copper and stuff. It's hard to get, right? So yeah, that's kind of the thing that people can do, which is quite amazing. I like it. So those are over here right now, and of course we also had a lot of rockets, which I placed on the other side at the gas station, and I thought that was easier. I placed them at the gas station inside of a truck on the back, and just some barrels with the sign where they are, and I sent it to Discord so people know where to find them. So they have to get to my factory to get there. I think this went wrong when I was building stuff. I don't know. I don't get it, to be honest. Maybe I messed something up. I don't know. Let's get that fixed right now. So that's good. Okay. So there's a lot more to be done around this whole build and stuff. It took me about the time since I uploaded the last episode, of course, of the factory. Let's go inside. It's raining. Now, of course, the whole exterior of the factory was done in the last episode. Now, of course, in this episode, I did the interior quite a bit. Not everything. I got not everything done so far. I have much more to do in the inside, and there's going to be more farms, and it's going to be more decorated and kind of stuff. This is not all it's going to be like. So yeah, I will do that later, and I'm not going to rush into it, and it's not going to be for the next project stuff. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do next, but I got way too many things I want to do anyways. So that's kind of cool. We got too many ideas and no time to do it. So yeah, it's fine. We will figure it out, and over the course of the year, we will get everything done in there. I said year, I mean years. And I'm fine with it. Because the next thing I'm going to do is my skill-bound hardcore world series. And that's something entirely different. You start on 2 or 3 hearts, I'm not sure. But that's one of those things that I really want to do. Because I wanted to do that after the last episode, but I decided to do the interior first. And yeah. Now it's time to get started on Skill-Bound Hardcore. If you want to know what it's like, just try and see the teaser that I also posted a few weeks or months ago, I guess. It's just Skill-Bound Hardcore teaser, I believe. And yeah, that's about it for that. Now maybe it doesn't seem like it, but since this episode will be uploaded the day it's done, it means I've been working since the day that I uploaded the video of my factory. I've been working on this since then, so that means it's over 50, maybe even 60 days by now, which means it was a lot of work for me to collect all this stuff, to build it all up, to get everything done. But with all that said and done, I hope you guys did enjoy the episode. Don't forget to check out my Skill-Bound Hardcore teaser. It's gonna be amazing. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to give a like, subscribe, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!